Young ladies and gentlemen, the United States of America have just give an order to South Korea, and this order prompted Kim Jong-un to react in a way spectacular. China also reacted negatively by report to this order. In the region, it's spoiled, it's Ginzen. What is this order? Furthermore, when it is America that gives the orders to Korea from the South to do something, we understand that South Korea is manipulated, is under the authority and the influence of the United States of America. South Korea itself, within itself, has just shown its weakness with regard to North Korea, doing things according to his own discretion. America ordered to South Korea nuclear-powered submarines. So, America orders Korea to South to develop a very nuclear dangerous and which will be in the ocean peaceful. So Kim Jong considers this up. Young ladies and gentlemen, international geopolitics things have been hectic lately. As part of this video conference focusing on world events, it is from this news that we will speak into the depths. We will to go into detail, and you know very well that to better understand geopolitics, international geopolitics is here on the Watch platform of awareness. So allow others to join. So share the conference. It needs to be shared as much as possible, and then please give it lots of likes, I insist. Next, click the subscribe button for all those who are on their first times I've stumbled upon my video conference. Let's go into the depths. So, the American decision, Washington has officially authorized the South Korea to develop nuclear-powered submarines. This is not just one submarine, but several nuclear-powered submarines. This is a technique that until now was reserved for Washington's allies closer to the AUKUS type. And it must be said that these productions in Syria was not in military doctrine South Korean, but because lately the North Korea, we must do the difference is that North Korea is that country which is allied with Russia. South Korea is an ally of the West, particularly Washington of United States of America. Most recently, North Korea has developed and successfully tested nuclear-powered submarines, intercontinental ballistic missiles. The very day that Donald Trump arrived at Seoul, they carried out 2 or 3 shots. So that made Donald Trump furious. Here is today's results. Donald Trump gives this extremely dangerous in South Korea. He doesn't that of exacerbating tensions between the South Korea and North Korea. So Korea's immediate reaction from the North, Pyongyang stated that this measure was a provocation strategic. This is a strategic provocation. It is a factor of imbalance major military presence on the peninsula. North Korea first describes the nature of the decision. It is a provocation, and that's a factor in military imbalance because when North Korea will put its head in that, South Korea is gonna cry. So the official message that was given by North Korea is the next. They said this decision could trigger a nuclear arms race chained in the region. This decision may lead to trigger an arms race, nuclear chain reactions in the region. That is to say, if they go build only submarines nuclear, knowing of course that the North Korea already has some. But Korea, the North, will embark on the development of nuclear weapons that even America can't imagine it. These are those who said they would sanction the North Korea because of its nuclear program. Why do they themselves allow it? In South Korea, the development of nuclear machines, that is why North Korea. The United States, according to the understanding from Pyongyang, the United States seeks to transform South Korea into an advanced military platform capable of hitting far into the Pacific. And that's what South Korea North doesn't want to. And so the fact for the United States America to allow South Korea to access nuclear propulsion maritime amounts to elevating it to the rank of power, strategic naval. And that's what America wants to do. And this is what North Korea sees as an existential threat. And at the moment where North Korea sees this as the existential threat, is that the military material response of the North Korea will be disproportionate. So then what's happening? What are the repercussions? Quite naturally, we are witnessing a regional escalation. There is China which is reacting. There is the pressure on the Pacific for North Korea. This provocation will reignite the trial's long-range ballistics. North Korea will deploy new Simpo or Hirokim type submarines, Guna, or else North Korea, will put in places a propulsion program autonomous nuclear power. In any case, North Korea would have to uses every means to show its superiority in the peninsula. But for South Korea, Korea of South is joyful. She gains a lever unprecedented strategy. South Korea is now capable of deploy stealth submarines capable of to remain underwater for months and months. And South Korea is strengthening its capacity deterrence against North Korea. But on the other hand, for the United States, what's happening in America, it's a clear signal to China and South Korea North. That means the Pacific doesn't belong to you. That's the message that the United States wants to send since America has its relay, which turns out to be South Korea. So for China, Beijing considers South Korea's nuclear weapons as a direct danger, which will provoke China risks strengthening its patrols around the Yellow Sea and the Western Pacific. So finally, it's the rise of tensions in the Pacific region. And so, young ladies and gentlemen, here is the front page of the news. Thank you for sharing it.